Alright, bow chicka wow. Welcome back everybody, it's Exonerated here in my modded Minecraft, playing with the Direwolf 21.7 pack. And I've been a little bit busy, wanted to show you some of the stuff that I've gotten done since the last episode. Ooh, we can go through and harvest. Let me turn this on. Harvest my ender pearls. I would love to get some more seeds. Rerouted some things under here. First off, the first thing I did was expand these tanks. Let me shift into bat form. Expanded these tanks because they were full after just an hour or two's gameplay. It didn't take long. So the first thing I did was add some backup barrels, which are nice just to store the massive amounts of mob essence we're getting. And I hooked up an auto enchanter. In fact, I've gone through and enchanted some gear. I haven't played with the enchanting mechanics yet, but that's there. So I expanded the tank a whole other row here. Ceiling. Then I went through and expanded the liquid XP tank a little bit. No other reason than but to do it. It too was getting backed up. And then of course I expanded this tank a little bit. And I've got some more barrels over here. So currently what's going on is these barrels, you can see on my screen, are all about half full. What happened was it went through, filled these barrels first, filled up my enchanter, and then this tank got filled. And then I guess now it's going over to this side. Excuse me, good gracious. And filling it up. So ridiculous amounts of mob essence. Then the one thing I want to get done today is to build a mob farm with a grinder, and we're going to use this XP to get that started. I'll probably build it just maybe over this away some, not sure. Went through into, well, I hooked up a tank with some lava. I did some upgrading too. I upgraded the induction not the induction smelter, the redstone furnace. The redstone furnace is now set up as a, if you look at the tool there, it shows up better when you're morphed. For some reason, some of the tooltips don't show up right. So the redstone furnace, you can see the tooltip at the top. It's set up as a resonant full redstone furnace, and I put all 3 speed upgrades in there. Same with the pulverizer. Just to kind of relate to you just how fast this is. I need some sand anyway. You can see how fast it burns through an entire stack excuse me, of gravel or cobble here to turn it into sand. Ridiculous speed. Turn off NEI. Ridiculous speed, and the cooking aspect of it under the redstone furnace is just as crazy. As soon as this stack's done here in a second, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Unbelievable speed, which is great because one of the upcoming things that I want to get done is to set up an AE system, and having these machines be at their fastest is going to go a long way. So let's see our redstone furnace. You can see the glass unbelievably fast compared to the way, well, just about any other machine, honestly. So I had to upgrade this machine first. Oh, turn back on NEI, and I'll show you. The thermal expansion machines in 1.7, he added the ability to upgrade them. If we look, you'll have your normal pattern. Then your second pattern will be some Invar ingots with the furnace in the middle, and then an electrum gear, which is real easy. That's just an electrum around an iron ingot. And then you can take this version, which becomes hardened, I think is hardened, and you put it over here in the middle with some hardened glass, which we know is obsidian, dust, and lead. And then you need a signalum gear. Signalum was a little weird for me to make. It's 3 copper, a silver dust, and some destabilized redstone, which, you know, we have some destabilized redstone over there. And then last but not least, you put some silver ingots around that with an Enderium gear, which is, again, just Enderium around an iron ingot. And that's what makes these resonant. So the upgrade is actually pretty cheap when you think about it. Yeah, it took me 2-3 minutes to, in fact, let me go ahead and turn these into, wow, did I use the last of that? I don't recall using the last of that. Huh. Make sure that's off. Yep. That's off. Okay. There we go. We're back up. So, yeah, at some point, I guess I used the rest of my liquid ender, or resident ender. But at any rate, it was really easy to upgrade. This, in here, 1,000 for resident ender will make 4 Enderium ingots. So, 1 bucket, 4 ender pearls makes 1 bucket when you liquefy them. And then that 1 bucket will make enough to upgrade one of these machines all the way, which is kind of nice. I also turned around and upgraded some of my energy cells. Well, didn't upgrade them, rather. They won't let you upgrade them past hardened. You actually have to make a whole new energy cell. Excuse me. So you have to go through and make these redstone energy cell frames, which they aren't really too terrible. Once you get to Electrum and hardened glass anyway, it's no problem. So you use some liquefied redstone, and then you just build you up some redstone energy cells. And then once they're done, again, you just take Enderium ingots and put them around the outside, and bam, you got yourself a resonant energy cell. 50 million RF. Unreal. So, let me move that. So this is my reactor so far. I backed off the speed at which it's consuming fuel. Let me go grab some more fuel while I'm thinking about it. I backed off the speed at which it's consuming fuel. I have it set to, I want to say, I can't get up there without flying, and I don't want to, oh wait, I can go up here. Yep, we're at a 90% insertion rate for all 3 rods. So that slows down how much of the rod is extended into the chamber, so it burns it slower. The buffer is, of course, filling, so there's no real need to worry about having it go full bore. When I put this resonant energy cell down, 50 million is a huge drain. So at that point, I backed off the reactor, opened it up full throttle, and it filled up those resonant energy cells real fast, real fast. So let's see. I went to the Nether. I made some alamite, made some cobalt diggers, quote unquote. Went to the Nether, farmed some cobalt and ardite. Haven't really done a whole lot with that. I did set up this portal here to the Nether. You can see the lava there. Let's go check it out. We get through here. So I set up in the Nether here a quarry. Ooh, Pigman. I set up a quarry. I wanted to try to farm quartz kind of easy mode, which, yeah, oh wow. I did not realize I was below there. Well then. Huh. Okay, sorry, I am a little lost, and I'll explain to you why in just a second. First thing I'm going to do is take out these pockets of lava. We'll get rid of them. And what will happen is the quarry itself, for some reason, it doesn't dig under lava in the Nether. It kind of gets hung up a little bit. So if you come through and just drop down a excuse me, you just drop down a brick to get rid of the lava source, then you no longer have to worry about it, and it'll go back and clean it out afterwards. Excuse me. I did have this running all night, so excuse me, good gracious. All right, so apparently I had it directly underneath. This lava is all going to, let me get up here. This lava is all going to despawn, so we don't have to worry about this anymore. And let me see if I got lava source. Nope, that's going down too. Okay, so basically what's going on is, no you don't. Well, what was going on is I had an endothermic pump right here, and I didn't realize it was below my quarry. Wow. So I had an endothermic pump up here, or down there, and it was pumping lava to the other side, which is fine. I don't use lava all that much right now. It was just, oh, here comes the pump, or the quarry catching up. See, here it goes. It's rising up to the level, and it'll start taking out all these other tiers where there were lava pockets. Wow, I was really far down. At any rate, I had an endothermic pump set up with some magmatic dynamos, and went through and just had it pumping into itself just to do something different, to get some lava to use as like a secondary thing. And apparently I made the mistake of sticking my quarry directly over top of it. And as a result, yep, it picked up my quarry. Or my endothermic pump, rather. So you can see it's going through the rest of those areas now where the lava wasn't. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. I don't know what this is from. The nether itself has a smooth roof, with the exception of, let me get some food. Has a smooth roof with the exception of this little bit right here, randomly throughout. Sorry, I'm punching this wood here. With the exception of this block here, and I don't know if this is a spawn for something. I just don't know. But nonetheless, there we go. For some reason, at a certain height, it just won't cut down except for certain notches. I don't have creative mode, so it's not like I can punch those out of the way. And then here we are on the roof of the nether. You can see some of the trees poke through. That's a little weird. So, alright, well that's going then. That's what I was going to show you, was my endothermic pump and lava. I guess I'll have to relocate that. I've got another resonant energy cell here. Started out at 50 million. That's how far it got with just the first 30 million. And when that's gone, what I'll do is I'll just pick it up and swap it out with the one at my home base. Let's see, I'll show you some of the other stuff. There we go. Alright, and that was my path down. I'm working it down eventually to meet up with our original portal, which is over this way. And then back this way, we did find a fortress with a blaze spawner, which was huge because I had the toughest time trying to find both blaze powder for Ender Eyes for all the Ender IO stuff, but then also I needed like a ton of blaze rods. I needed a ton of blaze rods in order to be able to build things like that lava tank and whatnot. So that's my blaze spawner right there. Going to expand that out to be a grinder of sorts. I've been going through and just killing withers. I did manage to get my first wither skull, but that's pretty much it. That's a real bummer about that tank. I wish I had paid a little bit more attention, but nothing I can do about it. Got fire bats chasing me. Those things are the bane of my existence in the nether. They are absolutely horrible. We're going to skip up. Nope, nope, come on. There we go. I've got, you can see I got carpenter's blocks. I'm going to build a ramp going down. Even though they work more like stairs, which is always a little weird. But I guess, you know, they have to simulate something. There it goes. The hope was to get, really, by putting a quarry in the nether, the hope was to get these nether quartz. Nether quartz, unbelievably a pain to get. You know, to go through and have to worry about farming it out, and then, you know, you're under constant siege, wisps are spawning. The nether really is not a fun place. I mean, in vanilla MC, the nether is nothing, but here in modded Minecraft, you know, with the biomes and the other mobs, yeah, the nether just sucks. So, at least with this stuff, we can go through and get reasonable amounts of nether quartz, and I've got some on the other side. I think I'm going to take these. Ooh, I did get some cobalt and some ardite, too. I didn't even see that. And I got a chunk loader. That's where I had the chunk loaded for my tank there. Excuse me. I did set up some barrels first, some netherrack. I don't need it, but I figured what the heck. This barrel right here has a void storage upgrade, so basically once we reach this point, the rest of the netherrack will just get discarded. So 5 stacks of netherrack should be plenty for anybody. And nothing I can really do in there, so at least for the moment, I guess I'm going to let that keep running until it's done. I've been pushing these guys off the edge. Oh, almost got him. Come here. Let me show you something. It's this way. Score! Alright, so what I'm going to do now is go through and start getting some materials. I don't want to set up a mob grinding place so that we can, you know, spawn in our own mobs. So, for instance, if we want to grow cows for beef, or we want to grow sheep for wool, or what have you, I'm going to make a spawning room setup that feeds off of this essence so that we can automate that process. So, and I definitely want some steak because I'm tired of apples. At any rate, I'll be back in just a little bit when I get some stuff together. Hey everybody, I am back and I have been busy. Yeah, so what I've done is I've extended my platform down here and made it so that we can have our spawner, auto spawner down here. If you'll look, you can see I've got the cables running through the floor. I've got some mob essence from the tank running over, and I've got some power, which I'm going to stare down from our power room over here to feed both of these machines. Now, the grinder, the way it works is it kills all mobs within a 5x5 radius in front of it. But the spawner has a bigger spawn radius than that. So what we're doing is we are basically setting up these conveyor belts to push all the mobs within range of the grinder so the grinder can do its job. And that's what you see me doing now. So let's see, I've only got a few more. And I'm going to do this like this for symmetry. Alright, so now all of those mobs are going to, regardless of where they spawn in this room, they're going to drop into that 5x5 area and they're going to get killed. And I'm going to cover the whole thing in this Tinker's Construct clear glass, which I love that it's so seamless. It'll be kind of cool to see the mobs spawning in there. Now the room itself is lit. I have a couple of glowstone in this floorboard, as well as around this area that are painted using the Ender IO painter, so we don't have to have any torches. And if I hit F7, you can tell when well, look right here, you can tell that it's on, that there's no spawnable spaces over here, so this is nice. I just need a few more clear glass on top. So basically everything's going to grind up here. The mob essence is going to come out of here, and the drops are going to go in the chest. The mob essence is going to go back kind of in the system to help kind of backfill and to reduce usage here. let's see, I've moved all of my mob essence over into one tank. I took this secondary tank down and combined it over here so I could have it all in one place. And I'm also backfilling some barrels. I wanted to be able to kind of stockpile a little bit. And actually, I think, there it is right there. I think I want to, no, I'm going to hold on to this. I was thinking about putting it over here, but I think I'm going to just sit it back down for now. At any rate, what I'm doing now is I'm just waiting until nighttime or until my ender pearls grow up, which they're right here. And this one especially is at 86%. It's almost done. That one's right behind it. So basically I'm waiting on one more ender pearl so I can get my Safari net. We pull that up. What you need for this auto spawner is a reusable Safari net, and that requires ender pearls and a gas tier. Now the gas tiers I can get no problem from the nether, but the ender pearls are what I have been grinding down on pretty hard. So I'm going to go through and use my next ender pearl to be able to do a cow because I'm tired of eating apples. But then after that, the next 4 ender pearls are going to be used to catch an enderman. That's what I want to do next, is set this up to grind endermen so that we no longer have to worry about ender pearls. I can take those plants down and just focus on using this. From a power perspective, we're running pretty lean. I've got tons of power buffered. The fuel is barely being used. As you can see, like I said, I'm at a 90% insertion, so it's not really putting out a ton of power, and it doesn't need to because of the way it's set up. So we've got power to run this all day, every day, especially with these Ender IO cables. These are the enhanced energy conduits, and they put out 5,120 RF. Now wait, this number is going down. Is that because of distance? I wonder. Let's see. 4808. I think that's the current capacity of what it's putting out. It can put out more, but that's all it's putting out currently. But regardless, it's plenty of RF for us to handle our spawner here. So I'm going to take a small break, grab the glass, grab a cow. Yeah, and just finish this this build up, and then we'll be done for the day. Alright, I'm back, and I decided, because the ender pearls were being such a pain, that I would go for ender pearls first. So what I've done is, I've got an ender mini ball in there, and it's spawning ender minis. And it's harvesting them, and then that way, at least I don't have to worry about ender pearls anymore. I can make as many safari nets as I want, which that'll be nice. These ender fragments here, you need 5 of them, and basically you just put them in a cross. Turn off the caps lock. Here we go. Your ender fragment. You put them in a cross, and it makes an ender pearl. You can also make ender charges or concussion charges, but mostly just ender pearls is what I'd use it for anyway. So at least this way I've got ender pearls, and I no longer have to worry about having them, and now I can go hunt down for a cow, which is the real reason I went out. I think I'm going to leave that run though. See how my stuff is doing over here. It's probably going to drain it a little bit, but that's okay. So let's go grab another gas tier right there. And we're going to make another one. And just again, these are gas tiers with ender pearls on all 4 sides. We're going to go grab ourselves a cow. And I know there were some cows down here. It took me a minute to realize what this was too. This big well down here. And I got killed a couple of times, or well, almost killed rather. Getting really close, and you can see there's a witch there. I'm surprised they're not getting pulled. But basically, that's not me moving forward. That's me getting grabbed at. If I toss this brick, maybe it'll pull it up. Here, let's do this. Let's play around a little bit. Got to be careful because I don't want to get sucked in. But what we've got going on here is a hungry node. You can barely see it. If I hover right there in the middle of the screen, you can see the hungry node in the middle, and it's pulling blocks and everything else in. And I thought it would kill that witch, but it hasn't yet. So, at least anyway, that's that. Now I know what's going on here. I kept thinking, where's this meteorite? And then a couple times I flew past here, and I even got pulled in. I was like, what's going on? I take damage but not get hit. So, that'll be fun to try to capture. Excuse me. Let's grab our cow. Moo, where are you? Because we need to start dining on steaks. Apples are not doing it, and berries are too much of a hassle. Here we go. There we go. Got our cow. So we'll head up. And I've got a couple of these eerie zones. I've got one right here. I've got another one just on the other side of this bamboo. I destroyed the node that was there. It's right there. I destroyed the node that was there. I'm hoping they don't turn all the way to tainted. I might have to start working on getting them so that they don't. Let's check out, see how we're doing on ender pearls. Oh man, that's much better. Ender pearls we no longer have to worry about. It's official. So we're going to go ahead and break our block and pull out our safari net. Now we're going to switch this over. It's time to get some steaks on the Barbie. So I'm actually going to put this down right here, I think. That way they don't spawn on top of it. And here go our cows. They're going to start grinding them up. Any minute now. Any minute now. There we go. We got our first steaks going in. I might actually want to change the way this faces. No, I didn't want to break the whole chest. But that's fine too. There's one. Let's do this. Let's do this. Grab this other case. Turn it sideways. That way it can... Well, I was hoping it would fill it out that way. Maybe I put it on the other side. Sometimes when they pipe items into... these chests, if they're not turned the right way, it won't actually fill in... There we go. It won't actually fill in the whole chest. Excuse me. So there we are. We're already up to 46 beef and 51 beef, sorry, and plenty of ender pearls. That's where we're at for ender pearls. So, and I'm going to store this safari net in here. That way we can dine on cow, on beef rather. We have our ender pearls whenever we need them. So we can start working on some more ender IO equipment and not worry so much about these seeds anymore, which will be great because standing over here with a watering can on these ender lilies is painful. It works, but it barely works. So you can see you can just saw this one right here raised up a little bit, but the chances of it raising are so minuscule that it's just painful. I mean, you could sit there for a whole day before they finally move. At least this way we no longer have to worry about it. Now let's check out our fluid here. Whoops. There we go. For some reason my button's stuck. It was acting weird. Check out our tank. And it seems to be holding steady. 13.7. 13. Up. That one's going down a little bit. A little bit. Not too bad. It's holding well enough. Well enough that I can leave this alone. And then after a little bit, I can always turn it off. No big deal. Especially with it sitting right here. I might actually play with a method for swapping out the safari nets so that we don't have to worry about going in and out. You know, like maybe flicking a lever opens up a slot that pulls that one out and puts in another one. Or maybe we can set up some sort of program or something to do that. But the steak is going to be delicious. We're at 2.5 steaks now, or 2.5 stacks. The leather is going to be huge too because of the books. And I think next time what we're going to do is we're going to apply some of this leather with our mob essence over here and start working on an enchanting system. Yep, I think that's definitely what we're going to do. So until next time, I will catch you guys later. This is Exonerated. Bye.